What's going on YouTube? It's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys part 2 of my New Balance Grey Day pickups. If you guys haven't seen my previous video part 1, I'll add that link down below. But New Balance Canada blessed me with both the 997 and the 997 Sport releases that dropped today, September 5th for New Balance Grey Day. So for the part 1 video, I talked about the Sport model, but now part 2 is all about the 997s. These guys retailed for a price of $210 US, and the official color code for this shoe is M997GD1. So the New Balance 997, it goes without saying, is arguably the most iconic New Balance silhouette of all time. Appreciated by both sneakerheads, non-sneakerheads, old and young, this model has definitely stood the test of time, so it's fitting that for New Balance Grey Day, they released a gray colored New Balance 997. However, unlike the OG colorways of the past, this one does have a significant twist. So we'll get into that later on in the review, but let's jump straight into it and I'll give you guys a look from top to bottom. So starting things off with the middle of the toe box, here we have this gray colored mesh, and then surrounding the outer edges of this toe box, we have this very soft gray colored suede. Moving downwards, we have this hit of this gray pebbled leather, and then on the mid panel of both sides of the shoe, replacing your traditional New Balance N logo. In this case, we have the New Balance Made in USA word mark, which is typically found on the tongue, but this time embroidered on the sides. Moving downwards, we have this hit of gray plastic, and then as we move towards the back of the shoe, so the top is done in gray pebbled leather, which is followed by this strip of 3M underneath, and finished off with this gray suede at the bottom. Surrounding the bottom heel, we also have this darker gray heel clip, which adds additional support and from a visual standpoint, adds a point of contrast to the back end of the shoe. The laces on these guys is just your standard flat style lace in white, and then underneath this, we have this pebbled gray leather tongue. You might notice that the top of the tongue is missing any branding, because in the case for this pair, they took off the traditional branding found on the tongue and moved it onto the sides. The inner liner of these New Balance 997s is lined in a very soft white leather, and then pulling out the insole, you can see that this is a gray insole, and once again, it's missing any New Balance logo or word marks, which adds to the whole simple look of this sneaker. So the upper of these New Balance 997s sits atop this midsole that's done in white on the forefoot and gray on the back heel. So as always, this New Balance 997 features end cap technology, which essentially is a firmer polyurethane outer followed by a softer EVA foam core. This gives you a good balance between support and cushioning, but I do warn you, it is a little bit more on the firm side. Turning this pair over to the bottom, so here we have your standard New Balance 997 outsole. So this is done in a combination of gray and black colored rubber, and it's finished off with this New Balance logo embossed in the middle. From a sizing standpoint, so my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and New Balance Canada sent me this pair in a size 10. Overall, I'd say that they run relatively true to size, but if anything, they are a little bit more on the bigger side. So I'm okay with going true to size, but if you normally go a half size down for the 997, then I'd stick with that same size for this pair. If you guys are in doubt, then true to size should be okay, unless your feet are very narrow for some reason or you just prefer a super snug fit, then you'd probably want to go half size down. From a comfort standpoint, so I mentioned earlier, the New Balance 997 is a pretty stiff feeling sneaker, and I personally have preferred other New Balance models over this one from strictly a comfort standpoint. Specifically, I feel like it's very clunky and hard underneath the heel, whereas the forefoot of the shoe is a bit softer. Last but not least, from a quality standpoint, so these are a made in USA pair, which doesn't necessarily mean that the quality is going to be amazing. However, for this pair, the materials used was very luxe, and I was pretty happy with the overall craftsmanship. However, given that the price point on this pair is super high, the quality does meet my expectations given the price point. So with all that out of the way, now let me lace up these New Balance 997 Grey Days and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. From a design standpoint, while I do appreciate that New Balance is trying to go outside of the box, creating this almost logoless version of the shoe, a part of me just finds that it's a little bit strange that the word mark that's typically found on the tongue is now on the side. Something about it is just a little bit off. I don't know if it's just a matter of me getting used to it, but who knows, time will tell. For all you New Balance fans out there, let me know down below, is this a pair that you guys need to add to your collection, or is it just too weird visually for you guys to cop? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at esgo8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. Before I end this video, I just want to give another shout out over to New Balance Canada for sending me over not only this one, but the 997 Sports as well. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.